everybody, welcome back. It's that time of the week, that time where we sit down and we watch the latest episode of The Walking Dead. Then I cut together the best of my reactions and come on back and we have a little bit of a mini review slash geek out at the end. So we're up to episode 4, the one before Rick's final episode. They've been promoting it that way. I don't feel like it's a spoiler, so really curious to see what we're gonna do now. I feel like last week was a bit of a setup episode, so I think we're gonna get into some really exciting stuff now. Of course, we have Negan and Daryl on their way to, you know, fuck up, or not Negan and Daryl, Maggie and Daryl on their way to fuck up Negan. Sorry, I'm boiling all of a sudden. I came home from our Mary and I's 4th anniversary dinner, and I had to do a bunch of stuff real quick. All right, so anyways, we got that going on. The Oceanside people were killing, the Saviors have left. It's gonna be real exciting and interesting to see what's going on. Jadis is talking about A's and B's, and birds and the bees and everything too, so I don't know. She taught Gabriel some birds and the bees, that's for sure. But it should be a good time, I'm looking forward to it, and of course, as always, we will be on Casey Miracle Watch to see if he shows up as a savior, if they talk about that at all. I'm also anxious to see if we're gonna get some more answers about the mystery helicopter. And at what point are the Whisperers going to be introduced? That's gonna be very interesting. So yeah, I guess there's nothing really to it then, but to go do this, right? So let's do it. Let's watch. Great opening.
I'm gonna make things right, like we talked about.
Like you did with Gregory. Only we never talked about that.
I'm not asking you to agree with me.
There was a time I did. But Negan deserved to die when it ended. Rick was wrong because he made a call that wasn't his to make. I just want to be sure that you're not wrong in the same way that he was.
Not only for the camp safety, but because once merged, neither Tordelia nor Cordalt had a particularly good ring to them. The herd monikers are from the great book of the place. They're a starter set of dead Shakespearean characters needed in an endless pool.
Thanks, Eugene.
I'm truly very sorry I didn't do more.
That's everything.
No.
We'll relay your message right now. Over.
Maggie, if you're listening, let's talk.
I think she's done talking.
Hi. What's going on?
Good job.
Well, to stay and talk to me. I mean, I'm proof that you're making civilization, right? I mean, that's what your boyfriend said, so hard to be that if I'm dead from starvation.
Thought you said you weren't on strike.
And your ass wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for Glenn. You wouldn't have found Lori. You wouldn't have found Carl. And you sure as fuck wouldn't have found any of us. He did that. Or did you forget?
Of course not. I think about it every damn day.
Just like Oceanside.
Oceanside. You saying Oceanside killed those saviors? Hurrah.
I'm saying they got what they deserved. Truth is, you don't have enough faith in us.
You know that's not true.
I'd die for you. And I would have died for Carl. You know it.
Damn. That sounds more boring than my day. You're the one that stuck in here with the C-team while Rick and his merry band of bridge builders are out there. Why is that?
You think I'm stuck?
I think that I'm not meant to be rotting in this cell. Just like I think the warrior in you is not meant to be planting kale and kissing boo-boos.
You think that's all this is?
You would have loved to have a kid like Carl. You were lucky.
I think about him every damn day. But he's still here. In everything we do, I look around and I see him everywhere.
Do you see him in the cell?
Everywhere.
You asked me for help. And I failed you. I pushed you away because I was afraid too. I see that now.
Everything okay?
Take these trunks and lock them in the medical tent now.
On it, boss.
If we hurry, we can make it to the kingdom by nightfall.
Oceanside's killing us. So now, being that it's war, they're gonna get what's coming to them.
Stop it, Jed. You're gonna get everybody killed.
Excuse me, Carol. You ain't boss lady no more. You're a weak little woman who got in a lucky shot.
Oh.
And now,
You're not scared that you're like me. You're scared that you're gonna end up like me. With everything and everyone that you love gone. I want to see her. I need to see her.
No.
Please.
Negan, we don't have your bat.
Where is she? What did you do with her?
Still out there.
No. No.
Eat, Negan. Food's good.
Oh. Oh, fuck. Eesh. Oh, shit.
Hey. You safe. You too.
Oh. Oh. Oh, you son of a bitch. God damn it, show. Okay, so there you go. I think that was an excellent episode. I liked everything about this one. First off, the cinematography really caught me on this one. I think they had a really great few days of a great sun, and they really put that to use with some gorgeous shots in this episode. The Negan stuff is fantastic. I knew he was really connected to Lucille and the Bat because of his wife and everything, but that he's so... There's something more to that than we know, and I'm excited to find out about that. I can't believe he's smashing his head in, and I love the stuff with him and Michonne. That was really fascinating. I love the opening, the pre-credit sequence, the cutting between family life with Michonne, sneaking out and killing all this shit at night. I thought that was fantastic. However, I'm a little like, wait, why did you leave the whole plot thread dangling, no pun intended, of the person who had clearly been hung and left to turn into a walker? That was not a suicide setup, so I'm really curious what's going on there, and I'm kind of wondering why she didn't tell anybody. I get why she didn't tell anybody, but that seems like a big enough deal that that should be a thing. So I'm fascinated by that. It'll be interesting to see what that relationship's gonna become, because as we know, Rick's last episode next week, which we'll get to. We'll talk about that. So I think maybe they're going to do Michonne and Negan dynamic more than the Rick and Negan dynamic that we had seen in the comics. So that could be interesting. God, I need to know what's going on at the camp, and it looks like we aren't going to find out next week. And I was almost wondering if, like, are we also going to lose Carol? Because, like, if Maggie finds out like she sees this chain of events of her vengeance causing other friends that she's been with from practically the beginning to also get killed, and like Rick dying and all this stuff because of her decision, I think that's going to change her mind, and I think that would be very fascinating and weigh on her in a very different way. Plus, I just need to know what's going on at the camp, like who's winning, who's not, and I see both sides of that, and it's just a tough situation, except, you know, the douchey leader douche of the savior guys is like, yeah, get out of here. I didn't see Casey, but I was actually so enthralled in the show I wasn't looking, so I don't know if he's there or not. The Ann and Gabriel stuff is just kind of sad, and I almost thought she was just gonna chloroform him and let the zombie eat him anyway, so she didn't have to hear his cries of anguish or anything, so I'm kind of glad she didn't. So that worked out pretty well as far as it could at this point. Is that everything except, oh, Eugene had some fantastic lines. The Daryl and Rick stuff was pretty great, especially going into that pit, even though it's a little convenient, I still dig it. But, and it really kind of brought up some interesting questions too, that, you know, Maggie wants to kill Negan for her vengeance, basing it on the memory, she's basing her decisions on the memory of her loved one, and in a lot of ways, Rick is basing his decisions on the memory of his loved one with Carl. They just kind of have juxtaposing things, and it's just kind of fascinating and something to think about. And I'm loving that, like I said, I had kind of gotten tired of Daryl the last couple of seasons. I guess it's because they didn't give him anything to do but grunt, because now that he's actually conversing, even though I don't agree with a lot his character is doing, I'm finding him to be a much more fascinating character again. So kind of back on the train with that. So I think that's kind of neat. Although it did bug me when he gave Rick the ride on the motorcycle. They put the apple in his mouth, he takes one bite and he just drops it. I'm like, that's such a waste, what are you doing? And they're having trouble with crows eating the crops, birds, so you know how to stop that, right? Coat hangers, of course. That's a nice little in joke for some of you. All right, so let's talk about the big thing though. Rick, whoo, man, that hurt. I love that he won't give up. And I love that even Daryl's seeing like, damn it, all right, yeah, I get it. But, and I love that it comes around, sees that other herd, man, that's nuts. And for a second there, I thought, oh my God, have they been pulling the wool over and this is the end episode for him? Just to kind of keep a surprise going? I wouldn't have put it past him. But at the same time, I thought, if that's how he dies, though, that's really shitty. It's like, oh, he's thrown from a horse onto a piece of not barbed wire, what is that, iron rod? Iron rod, is that right? You know what I'm talking about. So I'm kind of glad we get to one more, but it does look like next week is all him and his journey and visions, and I guess he really is gonna die. I still hold out hope that somehow he's just gonna be off the show and has an open door to come back, but it's not looking good. So damn, man. And I'm really anxious to see where we go next week. It looks like it's gonna be awesome with him kind of revisiting the season 1 stuff, and whether it be hallucination or what. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna hate to see him go. It's gonna be sad. But yeah, we'll be there to see it. So there you guys go. That's my thoughts on this episode of The Walking Dead. I think this is at least the best one of this season, and I think this is a really solid episode all the way around, so I'm quite happy with this. But what did you all think about this? Are you excited for it? Do you like where it's going? How do you feel about the characters' choices and motivations? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so definitely geek out with me in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Other than that, you can click the thumbs up button, give me the good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. Check out the Stardust app, look up TheEricButts, or check the link in the description below. You can see my reviews faster than I get them to YouTube. And I guess I'm gonna get out of here so I can go watch some more stuff, and I'll see you all later.